Two instructors guided Maya out of the arena. She looked back once and saw the other humans staring at her. Some looked impressed. Some looked confused. Some looked afraid. She did not blame them. She was afraid too. The medical bay was cold and white. Machines lined the walls, most of which Maya could not identify. A Korthon doctor named Salaith ran the scans. She had softer features than the warriors, and her voice was gentle. "Lie still," Salaith said. "This will not hurt." A ring of light passed over Maya's body from head to toe. Then another ring. Then a third. Screens around the room filled with data. Salaith studied them with growing interest. "Remarkable," she said. "What is it?" Maya asked. "Your brain," Salaith replied. "It is processing information at a rate I have never seen in a human. Actually, I've never seen it in any species. Your visual cortex, your pattern recognition centers, your motor response pathways, they are all connected in ways that should not be possible." Maya sat up. "What does that mean?" "It means you are not normal," Salaith said. "You may look like an ordinary human, but your brain is doing something extraordinary. When you observe movement, your mind instantly calculates every possible outcome. You do not choose to dodge. Your body simply moves to the correct position because your brain has already determined where safety is." "I do not feel special," Maya said. "I work in a bookstore. I read books all day. That is all I do." Salaith tilted her head. "Books. Written stories." "Yes. How many have you read?" Maya thought about it. "Thousands. Since I was a child, I read very fast. Sometimes I finish 5 or 6 books in a day." Salaith's eyes widened. "Your brain has been training itself. Every book you read, every story you absorbed, you were teaching yourself to recognize patterns. Characters, plots, sentences, words. Your mind learned to predict what comes next. And somehow, that ability transferred to physical movement." This sounded crazy to Maya. How could reading books make her able to dodge alien warriors? But then she thought about it more. When she read, she always knew what would happen. She could guess the ending of most stories within the first few pages. She could predict dialogue before characters spoke. She thought everyone could do this. Maybe they could not. "What happens now?" Maya asked. Before Salaith could answer, the door opened. Varn walked in. His expression was serious. "The High Command has been informed of your abilities," he said. "They want to see you, High Command. The leaders of the Galactic Defense, the ones who will decide how you are used in this war." Maya felt a chill run down her spine. "Used?" Varn stepped closer. His voice dropped. "I will be honest with you, human. What you can do is rare, very rare. There are beings in this galaxy who would kill entire planets to have someone with your gift. You are no longer just a recruit. You are a weapon." "I do not want to be a weapon," Maya said. "I did not ask for any of this." "Nobody asks for war," Varn replied. "But war comes anyway. The Void Swarm does not care what you want. They will consume your planet and everyone on it, unless we stop them. And to stop them, we need every advantage we can find." Maya looked at her hands. They were small hands. Weak hands. She had never hurt anyone in her life. "I cannot fight," she said. "I can only dodge." "What good is that?" Varn smiled again. That strange alien smile. "You cannot fight yet, but you will learn. And when you do, when you combine your perception with actual combat skills, you will become something this galaxy has never seen." Oh. Maya did not want to become anything. She wanted to go home. She wanted her mother. She wanted her books. But looking into Varn's yellow eyes, she knew that was no longer possible. Her old life was over. Something new had begun. "When do I meet the High Command?" she asked. "Now," Varn said. "They are waiting." Maya stood up from the medical table. Her legs were still shaky, but she forced them to be steady. If she was going to face the leaders of the galaxy, she would do it standing straight. She followed Varn out of the medical bay and into her new life. The hallways of the space station were vast and crowded. Aliens of dozens of species walked past them. Some had scales. Some had fur. Some had no clear shape at all. Maya had been on the station for 3 weeks, but she still was not used to the diversity of life. They reached a large door made of dark metal. 2 guards stood on either side. They were not Korthans. They were something else, something bigger, with armored skin and no visible eyes. The human Varn said to them. The guard stepped aside. The door opened. Maya walked into a room that would change everything she thought she knew about the war, about the galaxy, and about herself. The high command chamber was circular. The ceiling was made of glass, and Maya could see stars beyond it. Real stars, millions of them, scattered across the blackness of space. For a moment, she forgot why she was there. She just stared at the beauty above her. Then she looked down and saw the creatures waiting for her. There were 7 of them sitting on raised platforms arranged in a half circle. Each one was different. Maya recognized Korthans among them, but the others were species she had never seen before. One looked like a tree made of silver metal. One was a floating sphere of light. One was so large it barely fit on its platform, skin like stone and eyes like burning coals. At the center sat the oldest Korthan Maya had ever seen. His blue skin had faded to gray. His scars covered almost every inch of his body, but his yellow eyes were sharp and clear. Approach, the old Korthan said. His voice was deep and rough. Maya walked forward until she stood in the center of the chamber. She felt small under the gaze of these powerful beings. I am General Korvax, the old Korthan said. I lead the defense against the Void Swarm. These are the other members of the High Command. We have watched your trial. We have read the medical reports. We have many questions. Maya waited. She did not trust herself to speak. Tell us about your life on Earth, Korvax said. Before we came, this was unexpected. Maya thought they would ask about her abilities, not her past. I lived alone, she began. My father died when I was young. My mother raised me. She worked 2 jobs. I helped when I could, but mostly I stayed home. I read books. Many, many books. Stories, histories, science, anything I could find. Reading was my escape. Did you have friends? Korvax asked. Some, not many. I was always different. Other children did not understand me. I saw things they did not see. I knew things before they happened. They thought I was strange. The floating sphere of light pulsed. A voice came from it, soft and musical. When you say you knew things before they happened, what do you mean? Maya thought carefully. Not the future, not real events, but patterns. If a girl was being mean to someone, I knew she would eventually be mean to me. If a boy was nice to everyone, I knew he would become popular. I could see how things would unfold based on the patterns people showed. And in combat? The sphere asked. How did you know where Varn would strike? The same way? His body told a story. Every movement was a word. Every shift in balance was a sentence. I just read the story and knew how it would end. The chamber was silent. The members of High Command looked at each other. Maya could not read their expressions. Alien faces were still too foreign to her. Finally, Korvax spoke again. What you describe is not a common ability. In fact, in all the records of the galaxy, there are only a handful of beings who have possessed it. We call them readers. Readers. They can read the patterns of reality itself. Combat, politics, economics, social interactions. They see the underlying structure that connects everything. Most readers are born among ancient species with highly developed brains. Never among a young species like humans. You are the first.
How?
Maya did not know how to feel about this. Special had never felt like a good thing to her. Special meant different. Different meant alone. What happened to the other readers? She asked. Korvax's expression darkened. Most were killed by the Void Swarm. The Swarm is not just a mindless enemy. It has intelligence. It learns. And it learned long ago that readers are dangerous to it. When the Swarm finds a reader, it sends everything it has to destroy them. A cold feeling spread through Maya's chest. Everything? Fleets, Korvac said. Armies. The swarm once sent 2 million soldiers to kill a single reader. It lost half of them, but succeeded. That is how much the swarm fears those who can see its patterns. Maya's legs felt weak again. She wanted to sit down, but there was no chair. We're not telling you this to frighten you, the silver tree spoke. Its voice was like wind through leaves. We are telling you because you need to understand what you are and what you will become. What will I become? A weapon, Korvac said. The most powerful weapon we have found in a century. If we train you properly, you will be able to read the swarm's movements, predict their attacks, find weaknesses that no one else can see. You could turn the tide of this war. Maya shook her head. I cannot fight. I told Varen, I can only dodge. I have never hurt anyone. You will learn to fight, Korvac replied. We will assign the best trainers in the galaxy to you. Within 1 year, you will be a warrior without equal. Your reading ability combined with actual combat skills will make you unstoppable. What if I refuse? The chamber went very still. The floating sphere dimmed slightly. The stone giant shifted on its platform. Korvac leaned forward. Then Earth dies. Your mother dies. Every human dies. The Void Swarm will reach your world in approximately 3 years. Without new advantages, without new weapons, we will not be able to stop them. You are our best chance. Maya felt tears forming in her eyes. She did not let them fall. I am just one person, she said. How can one person matter so much? Because the universe is made of patterns, Korvac said gently. And sometimes, one small pattern can change everything. A single stone can start an avalanche. A single spark can light a fire that burns a forest. You are that stone. You are that spark. Maya closed her eyes. She thought about her mother. She thought about Earth. She thought about all the books she had read about heroes who never asked to be heroes, but became them anyway. She had always wondered what she would do if she was in their place, and now she knew. We'll do it, she said. I will train. I will fight. But I have one condition. Korvac raised an eyebrow. You have conditions for high command? One condition, Maya repeated. When this is over, when the war is won, I want to go home. I want to see my mother again. I want to return to my life. The members of high command exchanged looks again. Silent communication passed between them. If we win this war, Korvac said finally, you may do whatever you wish. You have our word. Maya nodded. It was enough. It had to be enough. Your training begins tomorrow, Korvac continued. Tonight, rest. You will need all your strength. Guards appeared at Maya's side. They led her out of the chamber, through the winding hallways of the station, to a small room that would be her home for the next year. The room was simple. A bed, a desk, a window showing the stars. Maya sat on the bed and finally let the tears fall. She cried for her old life. She cried for her mother. She cried for the scared little girl who just wanted to read books and be left alone. When the tears stopped, something else remained. A small flame in her chest. It was not courage exactly. It was determination. She did not choose this path, but she would walk it. She would become whatever she needed to become, for Earth, for her mother. For herself, Maya lay down and closed her eyes. Tomorrow, everything would change. Outside her window, the stars continued to burn. Somewhere among them, the void swarm moved closer. And somewhere inside Maya Chen, a weapon was beginning to wake. 6 months passed. Maya woke every day before the station's artificial sunrise. She trained until her body screamed for rest. She studied combat techniques from 100 different species. She learned to use weapons she could not have imagined before leaving Earth. And slowly, she changed. Her body grew stronger. Muscles formed where there had been none. Her reflexes, already fast, became something beyond human. The doctor said her brain was rewiring itself, creating new pathways that allowed her to process information even faster than before, But the biggest change was inside her mind. Varn was her primary instructor. He pushed her harder than anyone else. Every day they fought in the arena. Every day she learned something new. You rely too much on your eyes, Varn told her during their morning session. Close them. Maya closed her eyes. Darkness surrounded her. Now, dodge. She heard Varn move. The sound of his feet on the metal floor, the whisper of air as his arm cut through space. She stepped to the side, and his fist passed by her face. Again, another attack. Another dodge. The reading ability works with all your senses, Varn explained. Sound, touch, even smell. A warrior who relies only on sight is half blind. You must learn to read everything. Maya trained with her eyes closed for weeks. At first she was slow and clumsy. She got hit often. Bruises covered her body. But gradually, she improved. Her other senses sharpened. She could hear heartbeats from across a room. She could feel vibrations in the floor that told her where people were standing. The universe was full of information. She just had to learn to read it. After 3 months, something clicked. Maya was sparring with Keth, her eyes closed, when suddenly she felt it. Not just Keth's movements, but everything. The other trainees in the arena, the instructors watching from above, the machines humming in the walls. Every pattern in the room became clear to her. She did not just dodge Keth's attack. She countered it. Her hand shot out and struck his chest. Keth stumbled backward, shocked. Maya opened her eyes.
Ah!
She hit me, Keth said to Varn. She actually hit me. Varn nodded slowly. The transformation begins. From that day forward, Maya was no longer just defending. She was fighting. Her strikes were not powerful, but they were perfect. She hit exactly where she needed to hit, at exactly the right moment, with exactly the right amount of force. The instructors started treating her differently. They no longer held back. They attacked her with full speed, full strength. Sometimes she still lost, but increasingly, she won. Other trainees watched her with a mix of admiration and fear. The human who had failed at everything was becoming something impossible. One night, Maya could not sleep. She walked to the observation deck. It's a large room with windows that showed the galaxy spinning slowly around them. She was not alone. Rodriguez, the Marine who had been the first to fight in the trial, stood by the window. He turned when she entered. Could not sleep either? He asked. Maya shook her head. She joined him at the window. I heard you beat Varn yesterday, Rodriguez said. Actually beat him. That is insane. He let me win, Maya replied. No, he did not. I saw the recording. You read his attacks and countered every one. At the end, he could not touch you. That was real. Maya did not respond. She stared at the stars. The others are scared of you, Rodriguez said quietly. You know that, right? Yes, I am not scared, he continued. I am glad. If anyone can help us win this war, it is you. Maya finally looked at him. I do not want anyone to be scared of me. I am still the same person I was 6 months ago. Rodriguez laughed softly. No, you are not. You were nobody 6 months ago. Now you are our best hope. That is not the same. They stood in silence for a while, watching the stars. Do you miss Earth? Maya asked. Every day, Rodriguez admitted. My wife is there. My daughter. She was 3 when I left. She will be 4 soon. I want to be there for her birthday. You will be, Maya said. We will win this war and go home. Rodriguez smiled sadly. I hope so. Maya did not tell him that she could see the patterns of his life. She could see the love he had for his family. She could see the fear that he would never see them again. But she could also see his strength, his determination, his will to survive. She hoped it would be enough. The next morning, everything changed. Maya was eating breakfast in the common area when alarms started screaming. Red lights flashed throughout the station. Soldiers ran past her toward battle stations. Varen appeared at her side. His face was grim. It's a swarm, he said. They found us. How? We do not know. But they have sent a fleet. A large one. They will be here in 2 hours. Maya felt the familiar cold fear in her chest, but underneath it she felt something else. Readiness. "What do you need me to do?" Varn looked at her with something like pride. "High Command wants you in the command center. They want you to read the enemy's patterns. Help us find their weaknesses." Maya stood up. She had trained for this. She was ready. The command center was chaos. Holographic displays showed the incoming fleet. There were thousands of ships, dark shapes against the stars. They moved in perfect formation, like a swarm of insects. General Korvac stood at the central display. He looked old and tired, but his eyes were still sharp. "Maya," he said when she arrived, "look at the enemy. Tell us what you see." Maya stepped forward. She stared at the holographic fleet. At first, she saw nothing special. Just ships. Just motion. Then she let her mind open. Patterns emerged. The way the ships moved together, the spacing between groups, the direction of their approach. Every ship was telling a story, and together they formed a larger narrative. "The main attack will come from the left," Maya said. "But it is a trick. The real attack will come from below. They have hidden ships that will appear at the last moment. They want us to focus on the obvious threat, while the hidden ships target our engines." Korvac's eyes widened. "Are you certain?" "Yes. The formation tells me. The front ships are slightly out of position, like they are making space for the hidden ones to pass through." Korvac turned to his officers. "Redirect our defense grid. Protect the engines. Send scanner drones below the station." Officers rushed to follow orders. Minutes later, the scanner drones found them. 50 hidden ships exactly where Maya said they would be. "Remarkable," Korvac breathed. But Maya was not finished. She kept watching, kept reading. "There," she said, pointing to a ship near the back of the fleet. "It was larger than the others, but not the largest. That is their command ship. The whole fleet is moving around it. If we destroy it, the others will lose coordination." "That ship is heavily protected," an officer said. "We cannot reach it." "Not directly," Maya agreed. "But watch their patrol pattern. In 12 minutes, there will be a gap. A small one. One of our fast ships could get through." The room went silent. Everyone stared at the display. They could not see what Maya saw. "Trust me," Maya said. Korvac made a decision. "Prepare a strike team. One ship, fastest we have, maximum firepower. They launch in 10 minutes. The strike team launched exactly on time. Maya watched on the display as they approached the enemy fleet. Her heart pounded in her chest. The gap appeared exactly when she said it would. The strike ship shot through impossibly fast and reached the command ship. A single shot, perfectly aimed. The command ship exploded. The enemy fleet shattered. Without coordination, the ships began crashing into each other. They scattered in every direction. The station survived. Cheers erupted in the command center. Officers hugged each other. Soldiers shouted in victory. Maya stood still. She watched the destruction she had caused. Thousands of enemy ships burning in space. She did not know if the swarm had feelings. If those ships held living creatures that could suffer. She hoped not. Korvac approached her. He put a heavy hand on her shoulder. "Saved us all?" he said. Maya looked at him. "This was just one battle. The war is still coming." "Yes," Korvac agreed. "But now we know. Now we know what you can do. And so will the swarm." Maya understood what he meant. She had revealed herself. The swarm would learn of her, and it would send everything it had to destroy her. The weapon had announced itself. There was no going back. 1 year after her arrival, Maya stood in a different arena, on a different station. But this time, she was not a scared girl waiting to be tested. She was the one doing the testing. The war had changed. After her first victory, Maya had predicted 17 more swarm attacks. Each time, she found their weaknesses. Each time, the galaxy's forces won. The enemy that had seemed unstoppable was being pushed back. But the swarm was learning too. Their patterns became more complex. They started hiding their intentions better. Sometimes Maya had to study for hours to find the truth beneath the lies. It was like reading a book written in a language she barely understood. And now, something new was happening. "They are sending someone," Varn said. He stood beside Maya in the command center of the main defense station. A single ship, approaching slowly. "It is broadcasting a message." "What message?" "It wants to talk." "To you specifically?" Maya felt a chill. In all the records of the Void Swarm, they had never tried to communicate. They only consumed. They only destroyed. "It could be a trap," General Korvac said. He had aged in the past year. The war was taking its toll on everyone. "Of course it is a trap," Maya replied. "But we need to understand why they are changing tactics. If I can read their representative, I might learn something important." Korvac considered this. "You will have guards. Many guards. At the first sign of danger, we pull you out." Maya nodded. "Understood." The meeting was arranged in a neutral area of the station. Maya stood in an empty room with white walls and harsh lights. 20 armed guards surrounded her, weapons ready. Varn stood at her right side, his forearms prepared for combat. The door opened. The creature that entered was unlike anything Maya had seen. It looked almost human, but wrong in ways that made her skin crawl. Its proportions were slightly off. Its movements were too smooth. Its eyes were completely black. It was wearing a human shape, like a costume. "Maya Chen," the creature said. Its voice was also almost human. "The reader, the one who sees our patterns." Maya studied the creature. She opened her mind, tried to read it the way she read everything else. She saw nothing. For the first time in a year, she faced something she could not understand. The creature had no patterns. Or rather, it had too many patterns, all shifting and changing, impossible to pin down. "You cannot read me," the creature said. "We have learned. We have adapted. We studied you, Maya Chen, and we learned how to hide from your gift." Maya kept her face calm, but inside fear was spreading. Her one advantage, the thing that made her valuable, was being countered. "Why are you here?" She asked, "To offer you a choice." The creature stepped closer. The guards raised their weapons, but it ignored them. "You have killed many of us, destroyed our ships, ruined our plans. We respect this. We respect power. You respect nothing. You only consume." The creature smiled. It was a horrible expression. "We consume because we grow. We grow because we must. The universe is vast and cold and empty, and only growth brings meaning. But you, Maya Chen, you could grow with us." Maya's blood ran cold. "What are you saying?" "Let us consume your mind, and in return, we will make you part of our whole. You will not die. You will expand. Your reading ability will become part of us, and through us, you will live forever. I would become you. You would become more than yourself. Is that not what all beings want?" Maya looked at the creature. She tried again to read it, pushing her mind harder than ever before. For a moment she caught something. A flicker of pattern beneath all the chaos. Fear. The creature was afraid. "You are not offering me a choice," Maya said slowly. "You are begging. You came here because you are losing. My reading ability is hurting you more than you expected. You cannot counter it completely, no matter what you claim. You are desperate." The creature's smile faded. "You see too much?" it said. "And my answer is no. I will never join you. I will never stop fighting you. And I will find a way to read you again, no matter how much you adapt." The creature stood very still. Its black eyes stared into hers. "Then you will die," it said. "We will send everything we have. Every ship. Every soldier. Every weapon. We will find your planet. We will find your mother. We will consume them both while you watch." Maya felt rage rise in her chest. Hot, burning rage. "Try," she said. The creature lunged at her. It was impossibly fast. Faster than any Korthon. Faster than anything she had trained against. But Maya had been waiting for this. She could not read the creature's patterns. But she did not need to. She read the room instead. The way the air moved, The tiny vibrations in the floor, the direction of the creature's weight. She dodged, her hand shot out and struck the creature's chest. It was not a powerful blow, but it was perfectly placed. The creature stumbled. Varn moved in. His forearms worked together, striking the creature again and again. The guards opened fire. Energy weapons blazed. The creature screamed. It was a terrible sound, like 1,000 voices crying out at once. Then it dissolved. It turned into black smoke and vanished through the vents before anyone could stop it. The room fell silent. "Got away," a guard said. "Does not matter," Maya replied. "We learned what we needed to learn." "What did we learn?" Varn asked. Maya looked at him. "They are afraid. For the first time in their existence, the Void Swarm is afraid. And afraid enemies make mistakes." 3 months later, Maya led the largest fleet the galaxy had ever assembled. 200,000 ships from 50 species. The final battle was approaching. The swarm had gathered in their home system. A massive cluster of ships and stations, billions of individual units working as one. It was their heart, their center. If it fell, the entire swarm would fall with it. Maya stood on the bridge of the command ship. Around her, admirals and generals waited for her orders. She was no longer just a weapon. She was a leader. She studied the enemy formation. Even at this scale, she could read patterns. The swarm had learned to hide individual movements, but their overall structure still told a story. "There," she said, pointing to a section of their formation. "Their coordination hub. Everything flows through that point. If we destroy it, the rest will become unorganized. That is their most defended area," an admiral pointed out. "Yes, but defense can become weakness. Watch how their patrol ships move. They are so focused on protecting that one point, they have created dead zones everywhere else. We can exploit those." The battle began. It lasted 3 days. Ships burned. Stations exploded. Millions died on both sides. Maya did not sleep. She stood on the bridge the entire time, reading patterns, giving orders, adjusting strategies. On the 3rd day, the final strike team reached the coordination hub. They destroyed it. The Void Swarm collapsed. Without central coordination, the individual units became confused. They crashed into each other, attacked randomly, fled in every direction. The galaxy's forces swept through them like fire through dry grass. When it was over, Maya sat down for the first time in 3 days. She was exhausted beyond words. Her mind felt empty. Varn approached her. "We won," he said. "Yes, you won. This victory belongs to you." Maya shook her head. "It belongs to everyone. Every soldier who fought, every person who believed. I just read the patterns. They did the hard work." Varn smiled his strange alien smile. "Always humble. That is why they follow you." 1 week later, Maya stood in the high command chamber again. The same 7 beings looked down at her. But now, instead of fear and uncertainty, she saw respect. "You have fulfilled your promise," General Korvac said. "The war is won. The Void Swarm is destroyed. What would you ask as your reward?" Maya did not hesitate. "I want to go home. That was our agreement. You may leave whenever you wish, but we hope you will consider staying. You are valuable beyond measure. The galaxy will face other threats. We need you." Maya thought about it. She thought about the friends she had made, Varn Rodriguez, the other trainees who had become soldiers beside her. She thought about the power she now held, the ability to shape the future of entire civilizations. Then she thought about her mother, about Earth, about the small apartment and the bookstore and the simple life she had once lived. The training arena was huge. It was bigger than any building Maya had ever seen on Earth. The ceiling was so high that clouds actually formed near the top. Blue lights ran along the walls, and the floor was made of some strange metal that felt warm under her feet. Maya Chen stood at the entrance with 47 other humans. They were all chosen for the Galactic Defense Program. Aliens called it an honor. Maya called it being kidnapped with extra steps. 6 months ago, a massive ship had appeared over Earth. The Korthon Empire had arrived. They were not invaders. They were recruiters. The galaxy was at war with something called the Void Swarm, and they needed soldiers from every world. Humans were new to space, but the Korthons believed they had potential. Maya did not feel like she had potential. She was 23 years old. She worked at a bookstore before all this happened. She had never been in a fight in her entire life. The only reason she was here was because the selection process was random. Her name came up. She had no choice. The other humans around her looked scared too. Some were soldiers. Some were athletes. Were just ordinary people like her. They all wore the same gray training suits. They all had the same confused look on their faces. A loud sound echoed through the arena. It was like a horn, but deeper. Maya felt it in her chest. The Korthon instructors walked in. There were 5 of them. They were tall, almost 8 feet each. Their skin was dark blue, and their eyes glowed yellow. They had 4 arms and moved with the grace of dancers. Maya had learned that Korthons were one of the oldest warrior races in the galaxy. They had been fighting wars for 10,000 years. The lead instructor stepped forward. His name was Varn. He had scars across his face and chest. When he spoke, his voice was translated through a small device on his collar. "Humans," Varn said. "Today you begin your combat evaluation. This will determine your role in the war. Some of you will become soldiers. Some will become support staff. Some will fail completely and be sent home." Maya hoped she would fail. She wanted to go home. She wanted to see her mother again. She wanted to sit in her small apartment and read books and forget that aliens existed. "The evaluation is simple," Varn continued. "You will face us in combat, not all at once. 1 human against 1 instructor. We will hold back our strength. We only want to see how you move, how you think, how you react to danger." The humans shifted nervously. Even with the instructors holding back, this seemed impossible. The Korthons were twice their size and had 4 arms. They had been warriors since before humans learned to make fire. "When your name is called, step into the center ring," Varn said. "The trial lasts until you fall or until time runs out." 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Maya did not think she could last 3 seconds. The first name was called. A man named Rodriguez. He was a Marine from America. He looked strong and confident as he walked to the center ring. An instructor named Keth faced him. The horn sounded again. Rodriguez lasted 40 seconds. Keth moved like water, dodging every punch, every kick. Then Keth struck once, and Rodriguez was on the ground. He was not hurt badly, but he could not continue. The humans watched in silence. More names were called. One by one, they stepped into the ring. One by one, they fell. Some lasted longer than others. A woman from Russia lasted almost 2 minutes. A man from Brazil lasted 90 seconds. But nobody made it to 3 minutes. Nobody even came close. Maya watched everything. She watched how the instructors moved. She watched their patterns. Keth liked to circle left. Another instructor named Thorn always started with a low strike. The instructors were holding back, but they still had habits. They still had patterns. Maya did not know why she noticed these things. She had never studied fighting. But something in her brain was working, analyzing, calculating. It was like reading a book, but the book was made of movement. Hours passed. More than half the humans had gone. Some did well, most did not. The instructors looked bored. They had seen hundreds of species try this trial. Humans were nothing special to them. Then Maya heard her name. Maya Chen. Her heart stopped. Her legs felt weak. She thought about running, but where would she go? She was on an alien space station, millions of miles from Earth. She walked to the center ring. The instructor facing her was Varn himself. The leader, the one with all the scars. Maya felt her stomach drop. Of all the instructors, why did it have to be him? Varn looked down at her. His yellow eyes showed no emotion. "You are small," he said. Even for a human, Maya did not respond. She could not. Her mouth was too dry. "Take your stance," Varn said. Maya did not know what stance to take. She raised her hands the way she had seen boxers do on television. It probably looked ridiculous. The horn sounded. Varn moved forward. It was fast. faster than anything Maya had ever seen. His upper right arm came toward her face. Maya did not think. Her body moved on its own. She stepped to the side, just a few inches, and his fist passed by her ear. She felt the wind from it. Varn paused. His eyes narrowed slightly. He struck again, lower this time, aimed at her stomach. Maya twisted her body. The fist missed again and again. Varn attacked 5 times in 2 seconds. Maya dodged all of them. She did not understand how. Her body was just moving, reacting, flowing away from danger like water flowing around rocks. Varn stopped. He stood still and looked at her. Really looked at her. Interesting, he said quietly. The other instructors were watching now. They had stopped their own evaluations. Every eye in the arena was on Maya. She did not notice. She was too focused on Varn. Her brain was still working, still analyzing. She could see how he balanced his weight. She could predict where his next strike would come from. It was like reading a story she had read before. She knew what happened next. Varn attacked again. This time he used all 4 arms, striking from multiple angles at once. It should have been impossible to dodge. Maya dropped to the ground, rolled, and came up behind him. She did not attack. She did not know how to attack. But she was still standing. She was still in the trial. 1 minute had passed. Varn turned to face her. For the first time, there was something in his eyes. Not anger, not frustration, something else. Respect. "You see it?" he said. "See the movement before it happens?" Maya did not answer. She was breathing hard now. Her body was not tired, but her mind was working harder than it ever had. Every second felt like an hour. Varn smiled. It was a strange expression on his alien face. "Let us see how long you can keep seeing." He attacked again, faster this time, much faster. Maya kept dodging. She kept flowing. She kept surviving. The humans watching could not believe what they were seeing. The instructors could not believe it either. This small, ordinary human was doing something impossible. 2 minutes passed. Maya was still standing. 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Maya was still on her feet. Varn had stopped holding back. His attacks came from everywhere at once. His 4 arms were a blur of motion. Any other human would have been knocked down in the first second. Any other species would have struggled. Maya kept moving. She did not understand what was happening to her. It was like her brain had opened a door that had always been closed. She could see everything. Not just Varn's movements, but the tiny shifts in his muscles before he moved. The way his weight changed. The direction of his eyes. Every piece of information came together in her mind. Like puzzle pieces forming a picture, and the picture told her exactly where to be. She stepped left. She ducked. She twisted. She flowed. The horn sounded. 3 minutes. The trial was over. Maya stood in the center of the ring, breathing hard. Her legs were shaking. Her mind felt like it was on fire, but she was standing. Nobody moved. Nobody spoke. Then Varn did something unexpected. He lowered his head. It was a small movement, but Maya had learned enough about Korthon culture to know what it meant. It was a bow of respect. "In 10,000 years, Varn said, his voice quiet, I have trained soldiers from 200 species. I have never seen anyone do what you just did." Maya did not know what to say. Wanted to explain that she did not know how she did it. She wanted to say it was luck, or accident, or something else. But the words would not come. The other instructors approached. They formed a circle around her. Their yellow eyes studied her like scientists studying something new and strange. "She did not attack," one of them said. It was Keth, the one who had defeated Rodriguez so easily, not once. "She only defended." "Because she does not know how to attack," Varn replied. "She has no training, no experience. She moved purely on instinct." "That is impossible," another instructor said. "Instinct alone cannot do what we just saw. That level of perception, that speed of reaction, it takes decades to develop." Varn looked at Maya. "What do you see when I move toward you?" Maya thought about the question. How could she explain it? "Pattern," she said slowly, like when you read a book and you know what word comes next. "I see what you will do before you do it." The instructors exchanged looks. There was something in their expressions now, something that looked almost like fear, Precognition, Keth said quietly. No, Varn replied. Not precognition. She is not seeing the future. She is seeing the present, so clearly that the future becomes obvious. It is different. Maya did not understand the difference. She did not understand any of this. Take her to the medical bay, Varn ordered. Full scan. I want to understand how her brain works.